So I'm going to do a quick drawing now using the image of the onion, which I've converted to black and white. Flipped it over and I'm going to rub the back of this with a graphite stick. Put on a lot of pressure on there and get it really nice and dark. I'm going to flip that then onto some brown paper. I've chosen brown paper to do this piece of work on. I'm going to then stick this down with some masking tape. And then take my pencil and very lightly push through to transfer the graphite onto the brown paper. So I'm going around the rings of the onion and you can see it's transferred. I'm just going to quickly go around this now. And as you can see, it's transferred quite nicely. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm having a little bit of a practice with the biro, and I'm making marks to try and create dark tones, medium tones, and light tones. It's not like a pencil where with a pencil you can push on hard to get dark tones, and you can lay off with the pressure to get lighter tones. You can't really do that with a biro, so you've got to try and do it by making marks. So I've done some cross hatching at the top. I've done some scumbling underneath that, which is like little arcs. Trying out some dots now. And then underneath the dots, I'm going to have a go at doing some just some lines. So I call that hatching. So I'm going to use some of these techniques on my drawing of this red onion. So a little practice. Always good to do something like that before you start a drawing. Now I'm going to start my drawing. And using the techniques that I've just practiced, I'll use some of them to create darker tones, mid-tones, and light tones. Now, I've speeded this footage up, but really a drawing like this should not take you any longer than sort of 10 to 15 minutes. It's really about sort of mark making and being creative really, and getting a different outcome. So you might want to have a go at using a biro on different papers. You might even make your own papers. You might create a collage and work on top of that. You might work on top of newspaper or a magazine cutting. It's really up to you. Remember, you could combine mediums together as well to get different outcomes. So you could do a biro drawing and then work over the top of that with a water-based pen. Maybe brush a little bit of water on top. You might use things like oil pastels and chalk pastels and see what happens when you work into them with a biro. It's about experimenting and being creative. So have a go and have fun.